Okay, so class 3 here. We are just building on what we've been talking about. So
Okay.
last week we hit on the flip chart and just gave you all the words and put that
Yes, all
together.
the words.
Yes. And then we talked about the money management part.
Mm-hmm.
So um, from last week, we talked about the what you do with your sales and
Yeah.
how it all gets um, divided out with
Hmm.
your bank accounts. Tonight, I want to start by talking about how you track your sales for like tax purposes, your yearly sales.
Okay.
And so the document you want to open it says was exp. It's the one that has a picture of Mary Kay and Touch on it.
Okay. I just printed it off at work, so.
Oh, yes, perfect. So you're not, yes. So open up the one or look at the one that's Mary Kay and Touch.
Okay, I see that.
So
Sorry, I'll
this
turn
is
my camera around. Hold on.
no problem. No problem.
Okay.
Here
Okay.
you
Now,
are.
there I am.
So how goes it?
Good.
Good. Okay, so if you go to the document that has the Mary Kay and Touch pictures on it, this is a really cool thing. Because you use the Mary Kay My Customers app, all your sales will automatically load into Mary Kay and Touch.
Okay.
All you have to do is kind of like reconcile your sales. That's the best way I can think to describe it. You're kind of like reconciling the sales that you had, and then you can have a yearly total for how
Okay.
much you sold each year. Um, and so if you look at this picture, if you went from, well, you can kind of see there. Let's see. Hold on. Let me share my screen just so you can see my mouse.
Okay.
This one. Share. Okay, so see home. So you go Mary Kay and Touch Business
Mm-hmm.
Tools right here.
Yes.
See that? And then if you hover over Business Tools, Weekly Accomplishments is going to show up at the very bottom of the
Okay.
drop-down menu. And then you can click Enter Weekly Accomplishments, and that's how you find this.
Okay.
So normally you'd go to Business Tools and then click those things. And then this pops up. And so notice that it says week of, and
Mm-hmm.
then it has the week that this was. And then My Customers Orders, that's from the app, My Customers app.
Okay.
So you can see here that I had 3 orders that came in that week through the My Customers app. And so it has the person's name. You don't have to mess with all this stuff. Just get the total.
Okay.
But do the total with the tax.
With the tax. Okay.
It
So
doesn't
you have to
actually,
enter this manually, or is it already?
what was that?
Like when I pull up this screen, I have to go in and enter these numbers, right?
You will just have to change the number. So
Okay.
it will pull from the app the wholesale total, or I'm sorry,
Uh-huh.
the retail total. But so what I do is when I'm doing this, it looks
Uh-huh.
like this. I grab my my customers app
Uh-huh.
and I go in, log in here. And then I go in, I gotta back out. So I go into orders,
Uh-huh.
and then the pending orders, you're gonna see on here, and it's on your screen, both. So, but in your phone, it includes the tax.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I
don't
got
know
you.
why it doesn't transfer over there. That's silly to me.
Okay.
So all you have to do is go, okay, so that person purchased $296.89. I need to change from 100 to $296.89. Does that make
I
sense?
got you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that
And
makes
then you'll
sense.
go over and hit the add button there at the far end.
Okay.
So it's there. You just have to add in the tax.
Okay.
Weird.
So this would be something to keep up with, like, often.
It's nice to
Like,
do that. Like
yeah,
weekly.
because I'm not. Yeah. Okay. I can do that.
I'm not gonna lie. As we were talking, I was like, when is the last time I did that? I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm pretty good about keeping up with it on here.
Mhm.
I'm not always awesome about getting on the computer and making sure it's all printed and stuff.
Right.
But at least if it's in the app, you've got 80% of it done.
Okay. Yeah.
So the power though is that when you have it set onto here, then you can print it off and you've got it all set for taxes. So
Okay.
um, now, do you see where it says manual orders here?
Yes.
So down here, the second part, if you click that, it switches to where you can put in an order. So if you had an order and for some reason you were just sitting at your computer and you didn't want to use your app, you could put it in right like this.
Okay.
And it will still save that, Susie Q spent $62 and it's there. The only thing is when you put it in manually, it's not going to tie the products themselves. Like,
Oh, okay.
so I almost always just do
Use
it
the
on
app.
here because I like having a record of everything they bought.
Yes.
The first 9 years of my business, this app wasn't around. And so it was all
Oh.
on paper. And I mean, we simplified it as much as we could, but oh my gosh, our life has
Yeah.
gotten so good.
I'm an app kind of person, so
Yeah.
I
And
like the app.
if somebody texts you and says, hey, I need more of that one thing, you can go in and be like, well, you bought these 3 items. Which one is it?
Right.
I used to
Right.
have to dig through a pile of receipts and
Oh my
mm,
gosh.
not good. You got to hear it at the right time. So, okay, so those are the 2 ways to enter your sales. Now, do you see here at the bottom, it has date and then it has like a total. So
Mhm.
even year-to-date total, year-to-date sales, it was like what, 8,500 there. So that all tallies for you through the year, which is really fun.
Okay.
The thing that you want to try to do is once you submit that week and you're kind of caught up,
Uh-huh.
you can go to this submit tab. And when you click on it, it'll give you a place to print your page.
Uh-huh.
And then it has a submit to my director, is what it says. Submit to my
Uh-huh.
director. And so it'll send me an email and then I can see, ooh, look what Jaden's been up to. Awesome.
Uh-huh.
And I can be excited and celebrate with you. So please click that button when you do it
Okay.
because it's just nice to keep up. Or I might take a look at it and go, tell me about that. Who's that? Or,
Uh-huh.
various things. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So that will keep your total sales tallied for you. So you don't have to go in and add things up. And you do want to include the tax. I know it says without tax, but there's nowhere that you need to not know what the tax was.
Okay.
So weird. All right. So that is how to record your sales and know that they're in the system.
Mhm.
Um, there are things that sometimes we do where, like, knowing your sales, you can get a reward or a prize or something. So it's just handy to kind of keep up with that.
Okay.
We've already tackled reordering. And so you've been there, done that.
Yeah,
At
we
least once.
definitely tackled that.
Yes.
I got broke in real good the first time
Yes, girl. It's a good thing.
because I had to reorder something I didn't get. So there you
Yes.
go.
You were on top of it, my friend. Okay, so let's move now into the serve tracking sheet.
Okay.
So if you want to pull that up, it's the pink and white. I
Yep.
guess I'm still sharing my screen. I can stop. Well, no, I'm going to keep doing it so I can wave at it here with my mouse.
Okay.
Okay, this sheet I love because it allows me to see all of the people that I'm serving and the appointments I'm scheduling and the people I'm talking to on one piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
um, as you go, there's just names to keep track of. And even yesterday, I sat down and I went through my service sheets for the past 6 months, just going, okay, who have I not talked to in a bit? Or who do I need to touch base with? And I actually got to connect with a girl who just had a baby too and encourage her. She's having a hard time. And, it was just like God put her before me because I was just looking over my sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Had nothing to do with Mary Kay, but it was a good conversation. So I'll show you kind of how this sheet works. On the right-hand side, these bubbles,
Uh-huh.
um, this is for contacts. So I will jot down people's names that I want to reach out to, and then I'll mark like an X if they say no, it's not a good time, or I'll circle them if they say yes, or I'll make a mark like I texted T, or Facebook if I Facebook messaged them. And it
Uh-huh.
just gives me a place to keep track of the people I want to reach out to serve. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once I book people and we set a date and they're like in, then their name moves over here to the weekly bookings.
Okay.
And so whatever week of the month their appointment's going to be on, I just write it on the line there. And for me, that gives me an accountability of, am I keeping my weeks balanced? Do I have appointments each week? This is obviously my business full time.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll kind of know, maybe your goal is to have one a month, have 3 a month. It just gives you a way of seeing, what do I
Okay.
have scheduled? If it cancels, I just cross it out. That way I can see how my cancellations are, because life does
Okay.
happen. And it's a good trigger. I might have forgotten about her and go back and be like, oh my gosh, we never rescheduled that appointment. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
And I can text her. So you just write that info on the lines, and um, and then when you actually meet people, you put their name down here in your serving by sharing the product. You just jot their names down. So you just have a running total of the people that you have met or served. I put their name and the date that I met. And then if I do a follow-up with her, a customized session, I'll put that date there. If I share the business opportunity, if she comes to something, it's just spots for you to jot down what you're doing with these women. Or,
Okay.
ooh, I never have followed up with her. I probably should check. So it's a good trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the bottom, as you share the opportunity with women, you can put their names here to just keep track of them. And if they're interested in the business, if they're not, you can just make notes. So literally all that we do outside of like long-term customer service is on this paper.
Okay.
You're reaching out to people, you're scheduling appointments, you're holding them, sharing the opportunity as it's appropriate, and that's everything. So this sheet just helps you stay straight, stay organized. And then if you start to get to a point where you're setting some goals and you're working on some promotions and things, this sheet is gold, because it's what we'll work off of to figure out your strategy and your averages and stuff like that.
Okay.
So any questions on that?
I don't think so.
Okay. So for now, I would just encourage you, if you reach out to people or as you set appointments, just start learning to fill this thing in.
Okay.
In my 3-ring binder,
Mm-hmm.
um, that is one of the main things that I have. I use a big calendar that my director friend has. So like this is my calendar, but then right behind it are all my serve sheets.
Okay.
So I just keep them together in here, and after about a year, I start pulling them out. Um, but you're in here. Let me see. Where's Jaden? There you are. Yep. And then the different steps we took and that kind of stuff. So This is a fantastic sheet. Plug this computer in. Okay. Now, so that's kind of, you've done that first party, you've placed your reorder, you're getting your money stuff organized. What's the paperwork? That's it. The weekly
Okay.
cost sheet and the serve tracking sheet, that's it. You don't need to do a bunch of paperwork.
Okay. Yeah, thank goodness, because that's what my job consists of. So
Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
I treat patients, but I have to do paperwork after I treat them. So that's
Yes.
the worst part.
Yes, I agree. I'm not a paper person at all. I'm like, simple, simple.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing we're going to talk about tonight is moving forward. How do you schedule appointments from here? You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you've done the beauty kickoff, you got that party scheduled from that, you know, maybe other stuff will trickle out of that, but like, okay, now what? Some of those women who couldn't come to
Mm-hmm.
your, oops, I forgot one document. I'm like sitting here looking at it and I didn't send it to you. So let me just real quick, it'll be okay, but let me just real quick pop this in one more doc just so I know I've sent it to you. Um, there it is. Okay. All right, so there's one more coming to you, but we don't need it yet.
Okay.
Grab the one that says practice makes progress and it has like a cell phone
Yep.
picture. Okay. So this, and remember, you can always tweak words if something is like totally not you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't say, hey girl, you don't have to say, hey girl. If you,
Okay.
or if it's like a friend and you have a way that you talk to her, please be you.
Uh-huh.
But I want to kind of walk through this way of reaching out so you can kind of just understand the mindset.
Okay.
So, hey girl, I have a quick question for you. I just started my business with Mary Kay, and I'm so excited to help women find skincare and makeup products that help them feel their best. Now, note, I didn't say I'm selling Mary Kay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's more than that. And so you may tweak that, Jaden, like your own heart is going to go a certain direction. You know me, I'm a beauty BFF and I want to help people be simple.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start with that and steal it and then kind of morph it as you go for it. If you're kind of like, you know, I'm most excited about helping women have community,
Mm-hmm.
put that, you know, so that paragraph there may adjust by your heart. You don't have to
Okay.
be me, but that's where I just don't want them to hear I'm trying to sell you. Sure, buying a pen eventually is good, but that's not the heart, right?
Right.
The heart is spending time with women. And you haven't, you know, been here long, but I can tell you, I don't really care if I sell products right away because if I can serve her and I can build a relationship and then get to know people in her life, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So the heart of this is how can we really get to be with women? How can we serve and meet those needs for them? So that's what that's about, is just kind of setting up what you do in a way that makes her go, oh, that sounds fun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's neat. More than I'm a consultant with Mary Kay.
Right.
Yeah. What does that mean? So that's that paragraph.
Okay.
And you might start with that. I don't think that's a bad thing to say, but I just, you know, wanted to acknowledge. My first step for training is to schedule a few spa sessions with women I know and love so I can have a safe place to practice and learn how to serve women. So again, if something in there would be more your way of saying it, feel
Mm-hmm.
free. But um, the session includes a deep cleanse, charcoal detox mask, exfoliating hand treatment, and foundation match. So I tweaked that for the average new consultant who may not have all the spa treatments and
Okay.
may not even have satin lips at first. You know, she might just have the satin hands from the starter kit. So if you want to change that to lip treatment, by all
Mm-hmm.
means, feel free. Um,
Which I
exfoliating,
wear satin hands, by the way. That stuff's heavenly.
isn't it? You
Yes.
can do that instead if you want to, whatever you want
Okay.
to do. It takes about an hour. It's super fun and it's free. Would you be up for some fun doing a practice spa session with me? So I will tell you, I am a really master booker. I'm really good. Just saying. I am very, very good at booking friends and family. And so the method to the madness is that the message isn't crazy long,
Mm-hmm.
overly explaining. You're just trying to put enough info there that they can at least answer the first question.
Uh-huh.
Would you be up for some fun doing a session? Then, if they say, sure, that sounds fun, then we go on and we say, cool, so what's best for you? Do you need to do an evening or a weekend?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can narrow it down and pick a date. But I want to give enough info that she's not like, it doesn't sound cryptic or mysterious.
Right.
But I'm not doing all the details. You really want it to be like ping pong. Ideally, you send some info and ask a question. She responds. Then
Mm-hmm.
you respond and ask a question. She responds. And so it kind of keeps her from getting overwhelmed by like a ton of info and 5 different questions. Um, and it also just, yeah, it kind of gets that conversational thing. And it helps her not feel like you're heavy handed because you're just asking one question at a time. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it takes about an hour and it's free. That's always something I include because people's 2 biggest concerns are time and money.
Time and money. That's right.
So about an hour, totally free. So those are kind of the pieces in there and kind of why I put them in that order.
Okay.
So I would say if you want to tweak something to sound a little more like you, go for it. But as much as you can kind of keep the basic
Mm-hmm.
premise there, there is a method to the madness. Um, so literally, Jaden, if you send this out to the friends who couldn't come yet, to
Mm-hmm.
some of the people from your list, say you sent it to 10 people, you would probably immediately get at least 5 sessions scheduled.
Okay.
Um, so my challenge to you is to pick a time sometime this week. You can think about it, but I want to know kind of what you're shooting for to literally just sit down. I will send you this message so you don't have to type it out. I have it. So I'll send it to you and then you can copy paste it.
Okay.
But I want you to sit down, send it to at least 10 people on your list and tell me what happens.
Okay.
Um, on the other side is just a little swag bag. I like to do this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I do like to put a little gift bag together for the booking person. It's just fun to give her a gift. So this is just resources for where those things come from. And there's a lot of ways to do it, but just something pretty, something nice when somebody books with you.
Okay.
So once you have her scheduled, I don't include anything about hosting, friends, any of that until we get it scheduled.
Okay.
Because people just get overwhelmed really quickly if they think, I have to pick a date, I have to check with all my friends, I have to clean and cook. No.
Right.
It's you and me. We're doing this. And once that has been accomplished and we've picked a time, it's so much easier for her to say, hey, by the way, you can share your session with up to 5 friends. They get the same pampering as you. They get to have fun, and it's a few more people for me to practice with. So
Mm-hmm.
do you think someone would want to join you? That's a lot easier for her to bite, like,
Okay.
oh, I'll text them. I'll see. Why not? So that leads us to Let me go back here on my screen. That leads us to the document that I just sent you. Do you have a way of accessing?
Uh, am I on here? Okay. I don't. Well, I don't have my laptop right now, so no, I don't guess. It's only on my phone.
I can pull it up on my computer. Wasn't even
Okay,
thinking.
perfect.
Duh. Sometimes I'm a little,
But I'll print it out tomorrow just so I like to have it in front of me. So
yeah, I do too. I've got mine here and then I've got my computer, but
yeah.
this is just kind of the steps of how to coach a session, particularly if they're sharing it with friends.
Okay.
If it's you and one person, check in with her, hey, I'm excited. Yay. You know, it's not too fancy, too formal. But
Mhm.
if she's having a group of people, then you want to do a little more footwork to make sure it holds well and that they're prepared. So on here, you'll see once you have a session booked, is it big enough to read? Can you see it?
I don't even see it. Hold on.
Oh, is it sharing? I may not
It
hear you.
was.
What was that?
Okay.
Let me
It was
share. I think I wasn't
there,
sharing the right
then
thing.
it went away.
How about now?
Oh, yep. We're good.
Okay, perfect. Um, so once you have a session booked, celebrate, happy dance.
That's right.
Then number one, oh, oh, there you are. Okay. You want to
Sorry.
send her the hostess perks as a reminder. This is a picture of what I give to my hostesses.
Uh-huh.
There's 100 million ways to do it. Sometimes people will do it based on like the sales, like you get 20% of the sales to shop with. I've always felt weird about that because I don't want her to feel pressured that her friends have to buy,
Right.
but she doesn't get anything if they don't.
Right.
I mean, it's fun. So this is what I do. And you could shrink down the numbers if it makes you feel nervous, to give however much. But um, these are the hosting credits that I do. U plus two is 40. So two people I haven't met before who are over 18 and don't have a consultant, they get 40 bucks. And then if they have five ladies join, they get $75 to shop with.
Okay.
Um, that's a pretty safe deal if you're sharing the products with qualified women. People want to buy it.
Yeah.
Or they book, or somebody joins my team,
Mm-hmm.
something comes out of it. So I send her that as a reminder, just make sure she's excited. And then I send her an invite that she can send out to her friends. So that's this little spa experience picture. This is just one I made off of Canva, which is a computer program that's free, and they have an app as well. You can make the same type of thing, you can make something different. But I use Canva to make one that's generic. And then Fonto is another app where I can pull the picture in and then change the date. So I customize the date on this through Fonto.
Okay.
So you might play with that.
So for my first kickoff party,
Mhm.
I used Canva and made a little thing so that I sent out to like the people that like just to remind them when it was
Yep.
and
That's,
invite a couple people. So
yeah, that's
yeah.
perfect. So you got it. Those are just my resources.
Okay.
Number three, then you want to send her the spa choices. So the one on the left is the one I've used for quite a while. It has the three. Just recently, a friend of mine made this one on the right. That's very nice and beautiful, but it has more choices on it. So, um, depending on what you're comfortable offering, that kind of a thing, you can even go into something like Fonto and like cover up some of this. Um,
Okay.
So they're both there. So feel free to send them one of those that their friends can pick from.
Okay.
And you're just going to stay in touch with her. And the main thing I tell people is don't get into the, hey, are we still on? When you check with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's, hey, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. How's it coming? We're always assuming that it's fine, not going, hey, are we still doing it? Hey, are you still good?
Mm-hmm.
That just kind of puts a weird, like, uncertainty into it.
Right.
Okay. So that's how I coach my hostess, is just making sure she has those couple pictures, and then I'm checking in with her, letting her know I'm excited, and trying to keep her encouraged if she is inviting friends, to see how it's coming. That way, when I go, I can be prepared also.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
So, like, my party in March, okay? So, my cousin Amberly is, like, kind of heading it up, but we're having it at my grandma's house because it's closer.
Mhm.
So, does Amberly get it since she's heading it up, or do they both get it? I guess what I'm asking is, like, do I send this thing, the hostess, to Amberly, the hostess perk?
Um,
Or
mm,
both, or what? Like, how does it work?
right. Is Carolyn inviting people, or is she more like Nancy,
No.
where you're bash?
Yes, she's just having it.
Then Amberly.
Okay. Okay.
If you sense that someone's feeling frustrated because they're hosting and not getting anything, by all means, give a little goodie.
Right.
But the person who's doing the work to get the people, they get the freebies.
Okay. So, and what we're kind of thinking right now, because I have been in contact with a few of my friends and stuff that didn't get to come to my party here, and they live down there, some of them do, is there's a there's like quite a few that want to come to my Mimi's. So we're thinking about either doing like two parties. Like either one in the morning, one in the evening on Saturday, or like one on Saturday, one on Sunday afternoon. Like,
Great.
would that work? Okay. Because
Yeah.
I told Mimi, I said, I don't want like 20 people there. That's overwhelming. So I said, I mean, I do want them, but not all at the same time.
Yes.
So,
Split that up.
yes.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Okay.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what we're leaning towards now. Because you're going to figure I have a pretty large family. So, a lot of like my mom's side of the family didn't get to come to because that was my dad's side of the family that you met last week.
Okay. Yeah.
So my mom's side of the family didn't get to come, so they're coming to my Mimi's. So it's almost going to be like a family party and then like some of my friends' party, like two different ones, because if we put it all together, I'll be overwhelmed. So
Yes. Absolutely, girl. And, you know, when it's a little more intimate, you can, still connect with them, and each of them can book off of that. So, I mean, it's, as
right.
long as you're in front of the people and building your clients, it's going to be fantastic.
Okay.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, me too, I think.
Yes.
Until I have to do this on my own.
Yes, you will be great. And if you need any talk through beforehand, you need to practice anything, let me know. I'm here for you. And I would say, like, literally talk through that flip chart at least 5 times. And
Okay.
you feel a lot more like you know the words you want to change, you know how it kind of flows off your tongue.
Okay.
That's my number one recommendation, is just practice it. I still, about 15 minutes before I get to wherever I'm going, I literally turn off my radio and I talk out certain parts to get it
Mhm.
off my tongue right, just because I don't want to be a little
Right.
when I'm trying to serve these people.
Right.
So, any other questions like that?
Hmm. Not right now, but they're liable to come up at some point. But
Hey, that's okay.